Hi, and welcome to Growing Up Guide Pup. If you've been following us, you know that Ricky has a few ball distraction issues. So this week we decided to take her on an outing to work on this specifically. In week 18, we went to an art and wine festival, and we came across a rolling ball. And Ricky was very distracted by this and was jumping and trying to lunge towards it. This was one of our first indications that Ricky had some ball distraction issues and that we needed to pay more attention to this. In week 23, we took Ricky to a San Francisco Giants game. There were balls around, and she was distracted by people hitting balls and people doing the fast pitch. In week 24, we visited the Jelly Belly factory, and there were some specific distractions set up for guide dog puppies. The one that Ricky had the most trouble with was a ball with the tail on it, and this ball was battery operated, and it rolled in all kinds of different directions, and she was really wanting to get to this ball. To continue working on Ricky's ball distraction, we took her to a miniature golf course. Matt and I thought it would be a lot of fun to go miniature golfing and play a round of golf. Of course, we always want to bring the camera with us when we take Ricky places, and we quickly discovered that this was not going to happen with just the two of us and both of us trying to play and shoot and train Ricky at the same time. So this quickly turned into nothing more than an elaborate training session for Ricky. There were so many kids at the miniature golf course, and Ricky's used to being around kids, and she has no problem with this, and she's not distracted by the kids at all, even though they're running around, screaming, and making a lot of noise. The miniature golf course is also right next to a freeway, so there were a lot of loud cars driving by, and that also poses to be a distraction because they're very loud, and Ricky's not used to having to work and concentrate next to a freeway. And last, there were water distractions. There's a lot of water fountains, and Ricky loves water, so she's always eager to see where the water's coming up from, and she just enjoys being around water. Now, I quickly learned it is very difficult to play miniature golf while holding on to a dog. So we tried many different things to see how we can manage this. There were times where I had Ricky lay down, and I stood on the end of her leash to make sure she couldn't get up, and then tried to take my swing. This worked some of the time, other times she got up. We also tried Ricky standing next to me as I was swinging at the golf ball. Now I had to hold onto her leash while I was taking my swing, which also proved to be difficult because I didn't want to hit her. And she also had the ball really close next to her, and she was really trying her best not to go after it. So while we were there, Ricky had some really good moments where she did excellent. She stayed put, she didn't go after the ball whatsoever while I was taking my swing, and I'm really proud of her for this. But on the other hand, we did have a few occasions where she got up and really was trying to get to the ball. And so obviously we still need to keep working on this, but I think we made some really good progress while we were there. She made a lot of progress by us doing a few different setups. One of them was where we placed the ball down and it was not moving and we walked her past it. Now sometimes in the past she has tried to jump and lunge at balls even though they're just standing still. So we took her by the ball numerous times in different directions to try to desensitize her to this, and she did very well with this. The next test for her was to stand still while I rolled the ball away from her. So I basically sat next to her and took the ball and rolled it down the course so she could see it rolling, and the object was for her to leave it alone, not lunge after it, and just sit calmly. The last thing we tried with Ricky was to roll a ball up a hill where the ball would roll back down towards her. Now, I figured this would be pretty difficult for her because having a ball roll directly at you and leaving it alone is pretty hard. So overall, this was a very successful training outing for Ricky. We made some progress, but we still have a long ways to go with her ball distraction, so we'll continue to keep our viewers posted on her progress and how she's doing with this. So it's been a little while since we've updated the viewers on how big Ricky is, so I weighed her last week and she is a whopping 48 pounds. Thank you so much to all of our great supporters and watchers, and I'll see you next time on Growing Up Guide Pup.